Hey everyone, we are the food committee for Villanova Special Olympics for this year. My name is Allison Drone.
I'm Kenzie.
And I'm Keely.
And I'm Matt.
Hi everyone, my name is Keely and I'm a resident sophomore at Villanova. And today we are going to be making 5-minute hummus. And so this hummus is super simple. It literally only has 6 ingredients and one of them is water. And so we're gonna get right into it. So first I'm just going to start with half a clove of garlic and just put it into the food processor. And then on top of that I'm going to do juice of 1 lemon. And this will be around a 1/4 cup of lemon juice. I'm just going to put that on top. And then this recipe calls for a whole 16-ounce container of tahini. And so I need to pour that on top and just make sure you get all the tahini out. And I love to eat this hummus as a snack during the weekdays with just some carrots or bell peppers. It's a really nice, easy, fresh snack on hot days. So now once I have all the tahini in there, it is almost ready to go. And I like to clean out these jars and use it to hold chili oils or pickles or anything. And so then I'm just gonna put a teaspoon of cumin on top with a 1/2 teaspoon of kosher salt. And so now we are ready to make our tahini paste that is the base of the hummus. So I'm just going to put the lid of the food processor on, and we are just going to do this until it forms a smooth paste. And so now that that's looking like it's nice and combined, we are just going to slowly add a cup to a 1.5 cups of ice water. And so I am just going to leave this running and pour it in slowly. And so I am just streaming water in until it reaches a nice light color like you can see here and has a nice creamy texture. And so now that that part is ready and I am good with the water level that I've added, it is now time to add the garbanzo beans. And so I just have 2 cans of garbanzo beans that I have rinsed in the sink through a strainer to make sure that they're clean. And we're just gonna add them. And so now I'm just going to keep it on consistently for 3 minutes until it has completely combined, and I'm going to scrape down the bowl as I go to make sure that everything is reaching a nice consistent texture.
Action.
Okay, so now I've blended it for about 3 minutes and it looks nice and fluffy. So I'll show you what it's looking like now. It's nice and fluffy and has this light texture that you can see. And so this does make a lot of hummus, but it lasts in the fridge for up to a couple weeks, and it's a great alternative for having to buy it at the store. And I love to have it in the afternoon snack with some cut up carrots or bell pepper or cucumber, or you can spread it on sandwiches or use it as a dip. And so it's a great thing to have in the fridge, and it literally took us 5 minutes and it's ready to go. Thank you guys so much for joining me today. I hope you guys are having an amazing day and try out this recipe. Thank you guys so much. Hi guys, I'm Keely.
And I'm Matt.
And today we are going to be taking you through making a healthier version of a oat chocolate cookie bar. And so these are really simple. It's basically just one bowl. You add all of your ingredients, mix it up, and put it in the pan and cook it for 20 minutes and you are all set. First, we're just going to begin with 2.5 cups of rolled oats. And these are naturally gluten-free, and so anyone with gluten allergies will be able to have these bars. That's 2.
Nice.
And then what's next?
So next is the flour. So we have 1 cup of all-purpose flour.
Well, we're going to do 2 cups of flour total. No, it's 1 cup of whole wheat usually. And you can also do half whole wheat flour and half normal flour. We only have all-purpose, and so we're just going to be doing 2 cups of all-purpose flour. And with flour, it's really important when you're measuring to first fluff it with a spoon so that you're getting the correct kind of measurement, because flour can compact really easily. And so you just want to fluff it and then spoon it into the measuring cup, and that'll help you get a correct measurement. Usually the best way is to weigh flour, but when you are using measuring cups, it's important to make sure you're not compacting it in any way, or you're gonna get a cookie bar that is too dense. So now I have the flour added, and so now we're going to do a 1/2 cup of brown sugar. And this is a little bit variable, and so if you like a little bit of a sweeter cookie, you can do a little bit more than a 1/2 cup. But we're gonna go for the less sweet version and just do 1/2 cup, and with brown sugar, you just compact it in. And so we're just gonna add 1/2 cup of brown sugar. And then it also calls for regular white sugar. And so we're gonna do a 1/4 cup of the white sugar. And this is also a little bit variable. If you like a sweeter cookie, you can do more like a 1/3 or a 1/2 cup even. But we're gonna go with a 1/4 cup. And so do that. And then just put that in the same bowl that everything else is mixed in. And so now we have all of the dry ingredients, and so I'm just gonna give this a quick stir. Oh, and we just need the baking soda, and then we'll be ready to add the wet ingredients to the mix. So now I'm just gonna add 1 teaspoon of baking soda, and then a 1/2 teaspoon of kosher salt. And a lot of people forget salt when they're baking, but it's really important, otherwise you'll end up with a less flavorful cookie. And so now we have all of the dry ingredients that we need, and so we're gonna move on to the wet ingredients. And so we are going to be using yogurt today in place of a butter or oil, and this will just make them a little bit more filling and help have a little bit of tang in the cookie. And so we're gonna use 1 cup of Chobani yogurt. And we're using Greek yogurt. You can also use a normal full-fat yogurt or non-fat. It doesn't have to be Greek yogurt, but that's what we're choosing to use today. And so next we're just gonna add 2 large eggs. Oh,
Yeah, you just kind of crack it there. I don't do the tapping thing.
look at that. Okay, all that's left now is we're gonna add 1.5 cups of chocolate chips. And if you're lactose intolerant, you can get dairy-free chocolate chips. They have those. And other than that, you can choose any kind you like, sweet or dark. And then we'll be ready to add it to the pan.
Alright, so now we can just kind of spread it around in our large pan. It's a little doughy, but I think if you smash it hard enough, it should go to all 4 corners.
It's a little bit of a crumbly dough, but as it bakes, it'll come together and form one solid cookie, and then you'll be able to slice it into individual pieces. Okay, so the oven's preheated at 350, and we're just gonna put it in for 18 to 20 minutes until the top is golden brown. Okay, so it's been about 20 minutes, and so we're gonna go in, and it looks done. It has some crisp edges and looks like it should be ready to eat. And so now we're just gonna let it cool until it's a little bit warmer than room temperature, and we'll slice it into bars, and it'll be ready to go. Slice it into whatever size pieces that you'd like. I'm just gonna do some squares.
Why don't you take some home too?
Who's that chef? Who's that chef? It's Keely.
Hi everyone, my name is Keely and I'm a rising sophomore at Villanova. And since we have moved virtual, I am on the food committee, and so I'm going to be teaching you today how to make date energy balls. And these are really great for on-the-go days or in between games for long weekends, or after practice if you just need something to eat before dinner. And so I have started with a cup of dates, and so I get these just at the store and they have pits in them, and so I have already deep pitted them and then soaked them in warm water for 10 minutes so they're ready to put in the blender. And so I'm just going to put the cup of dates into there, and I'm going to put the lid on. So once we've pulsed those, we're just going to get them a little bit broken up, and then I'm going to add a tablespoon of chia seeds. And so I'm using chia seeds, but you can also use flax seeds or hemp hearts, really just whatever you have. And then I have a 2/3 cup of rolled oats, and these are already gluten-free, and so there's no restrictions there. And then I'm using a 1/4 cup of chocolate chips, and you can find dairy-free chocolate chips at grocery stores too if you are lactose intolerant. And then I have 3 tablespoons of peanut butter. I'm using peanut butter because I have no peanut allergy, but you can also sub any kind of nut butter that works for you. Almond butter, sun butter if you have any kind of tree nut allergy. Anything really works. It's just to kind of hold it together and give it a nut taste. So then I'm just going to blend. I'm just going to take the lid off. It all has come together into a nice paste. And so I'm just going to carefully take this off and move over to shape them. And so this makes about 14 to 15 energy balls, depending on how big they end up being. And so pretty much from here on, I'm just going to take a clump and just form it with my hands into a nice ball. And so it's going to make 15 of those, and then when they're done, they just set in the freezer until you're ready to have them. And until then, you can put them in the fridge and then just take them out, and they're good at room temperature as well. So now I have 15 energy balls shaped, and so now they just need to set in the fridge or the freezer for 15 minutes, and then they can be stored in any airtight container like a Ziploc or a Tupperware in the fridge for up to a week, or in the freezer for up to a month. Thank you guys so much for following along with today's video. If you make any of them and like them, let me know. I hope you guys are having an amazing day.
Who's that chef? Who's that chef? It's Keely.